Alrighty, folks. Welcome back to MBS Energy with yours truly, Matt Grabowski. Today has been a day, and I'm here for it. I got the whole room set up. I got the webcam going for the YouTube, mic going for the podcast. We got lighting. We got cool graphics now. It's going to be awesome. So, MBS Energy, what is it? It is a course I'm going to be teaching for free on Instagram, available on my podcast as well as on my YouTube, where I'm going to teach you how to integrate and optimize your mind, your body, and your spirit so that you can live a happy, healthy, and successful life. And now we got graphics, and I get to start doing some artist stuff, which I'm really psyched about. So I apologize if I can't see your messages if you're live right now, hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. But in order for you to read the board, you have to, I just can't see you right now. So that's okay. So what do we have going on today? MBS Energy with yours truly, Matty G. Day 2, back to health. So if you didn't check out yesterday's video, it kind of goes over the outline of what MBS Energy is about, why I'm doing it, how it's going to be set up, how you can use it to excel, or rather excel in the course I'm teaching, how you can ask me questions, and what the format looks like. So if you haven't checked that out, it's a short video. Check it out on my Instagram Live, where this will be posted, and all the other ones. So let's get to it. Set this down, get a little sip of water. Hydration, baby. So, what do we have going on here? Well, first off, what does even back to health mean? All right. Unfortunately, in our modern times, we have confused what is normal and what is healthy. So let's break that down. Normal is a term that we get from an average of the people we hang out with, the people in our community, what we see in the media, and what we accept ourselves as standards, right? And that's that standards and how we, the beliefs we have around that is another topic. But what is normal in our Western society, and I'm going to speak specifically to the U.S., so apologies for anyone in other parts of the world, but I know the U.S. better than any other place. So what we deem as normal is going to work and struggling through a 9 to 5 to come home, to complain about life, to have shitty sleep, to be overdosed on caffeine, to drink alcohol and use drugs to sedate ourselves just so we can get by. Normal in American society is living by fear, is at least, I'd say it's pretty normal. The bulk majority of people living by fear, suppressing the immune system with toxins, with bad, thoughts and thinking, and just living an unhealthy life, staying indoors all the time, living in AC where it's 60 degrees, 69, 70 degrees every single day of your life, and driving to work in a car, sitting all day, not engaging with the ground, not moving your body like it's meant to be. So that's what is normal. Whereas what I want to get back to and what we should all strive is health. Okay, two different things. Health is abiding by these 6 principles: nutrition, hydration, sleep and recovery, movement, breath, and effective thinking, and being in balance with your true self, having optimal digestion, having good, stable mood throughout the day and energy, eating a diet that makes you feel good, that puts muscle on and body fat in a way that you want to be, that lets your brain function optimally so you can excel in your personal and your professional life, that you're happy, that you have a dream to shoot for, that your body is just functioning well. You're not harboring illness, okay? That is health. And conflating the two doesn't really do us justice, because when you look around, how healthy is the average American? Not that healthy, right? So realize that just because the people around you aren't taking care of yourselves doesn't mean that you don't have to take care of yourselves, nor that you can't take care of yourself. You just got to surround yourself with the right thoughts, the right people, the right community, and that supports you in your dream and for what you want in life, whether that's to take care of your body in different ways that you already are right now, whether that's reading different books, engaging in different circles, communities that talk about different things and value health and well-being, and whatever you fucking fancy. If you want to watch anime and read fantasy books, cool, as long as it makes you happy, and I'm here for it. So what we got going on today, we're going to talk about stressors. We're going to talk about this awesome diagram that I learned from the Czech Institute and what it's all about: health, symptoms, stress, and root cause health. So let's dive into it. So getting back to this health, all right, we want to realize that in life, health, in my mind, is really just stress management. How can we do things that, so this example kind of goes counterintuitive to this. How can we do things that de-stress us and manage the stress in our life in a positive way and not let it build up to be too much that it then starts hampering our system, hampering our ability to function well, and also hampering our ability to handle stress after that? So let's dive into it. This is the stress funnel, right? We'll take a peek up here. These are the 6 types of stressors. We have physical stress, chemical, electromagnetic, emotional, nutritional, and thermal. All right. You can see each of them have a red and a green arrow that indicates positive and negative forms of stress. For example, with physical stress, a positive stress is gravity, is having effective workout programs that push you just enough that you grow stronger. Whereas negative is maybe like going into the gym your first time, cranking out thinking you can do 315 pound squats when you just hurt yourself, or sitting and being inactive for large amounts periods of the day, right? There's a negative and a positive stress. And for another example, nutritional stress, whether that's putting toxins in your body and foods that don't agree with your digestive system that cause bloating, indigestion, shitty shits. Whereas the green might indicate eating a diet that's optimal for your well-being, that's optimal for your health, makes you feel good, gives you energy, that comes from local farms, and agrees with your system overall. So each of these stressors has positive and negative types, which then summate and have an effect on these control systems in our body. These control systems are essentially just, our body is a system of systems. If you affect one, you affect all of them. All right, so one of these stressors affects one, you get an effect from all of them back, mostly. And obviously there's some prioritization in certain things, like exercise and physical stress mainly affects the musculoskeletal system, but it also has effects on the nervous system, your emotional well-being. Everybody knows exercise makes you feel happy, makes you feel good. So it really does have an effect on everything. So stress has an effect on these 6 systems and all these other subsystems, which then has positive and negative effects and comes down into this funnel. All right, the funnel represents how our body summates all of stress. So then it comes down into this little funnel, right? And you can see all these green and red dots. These are little stressors that then build up on our body. That's indicated by this purple little triangle here, right? And so it kind of, the funnel is over top of this graph, where the green indicates health, the yellow indicates kind of getting a little sketchy, stress is building up, not necessarily where we want to be. Red is the danger zone. Whoa, stress is building up way too high right now, probably starting to get illness, signs of fatigue, signs of compensatory patterns, whether that's internally or externally. And then we have this weird white zone, which I don't honestly really know why it's there, and then death, right? So essentially, when our stress builds up too high, right, we get from a state of health to a state of fatigue and illness, then building up to disease, and then eventually death. And we don't want to be there. So as you can see, all of these stressors comes down, they have little balls, and then this stack of stress slowly builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up. And that results in our symptoms going up. These symptoms are ways that our body communicates with us to tell us, hey, something isn't really going on well, right? It is a warning system, right? For example, poor digestion, getting bloated all the time, having shitty shits, having low energy in relation to food, in relation to the exercise you're doing, in relation to how you're sleeping and how you're recovering and the stress in your day? Is it ruining your mood? Are you gaining body fat? Are you overweight? Are you extremely too skinny? Are you hungry all the time? And when you eat foods an hour later, you're already hungry again. All right. These are symptoms, or just pain. Pain is a big one that people know about, but realize that this is your body's way of communicating with you. Okay. Your body can't talk with you. It talks with you in different ways, right? Our digestive system talks with indigestion, IBS, bad poops, pain, heartburn, right? Indicating, hey, something isn't really going on well right now that isn't necessarily agreeing with us on this day in this, kind of season that we're in right now. Maybe you should do something differently. Otherwise, it's going to get worse, and then it's going to result in illness. Then it's going to result in disease, and then we know things like IBS, Crohn's. It gets a little bit more complicated, but you can see where I'm going with this. Okay, we got to learn to listen to our body. We got to learn to have awareness around these different systems and how when they get stressed too much, right, with some negative balls, and even the negative and the positive balls as well, as they build up, more stress on the symptoms reduces our ability to handle more stress. Does that make sense? So if we're down in the green, we can add stress to ourselves and we'll respond effectively. Just like in exercise. If you're feeling good that day, you slept well, you wake up with energy, you got your morning routine down good, okay, I'm feeling good. Yeah, I can push myself in today's workout, right? We can add more stress to the system because we know that we're in the green. We know we're having a good day. We've done, well the past 2 weeks. And we're feeling good. So yeah, we can add a little bit more stress to the system. Because we're in the green, we'll respond optimally to that stress. And it means to bounce back and push through it in a way that stress is positive, because it's how we grow. Uncomfortableness is how we get out of our comfort zone and have success. Okay? So where are we at here? Okay, so at the bottom here, this is homeostasis. This is essentially, homeostasis is a complex term for just our body trying to get back to like the plateau of health. Okay, we have different stressors and whoop, back to homeostasis, right? You eat a shitty meal and whoop, right? Coming back up. Okay, then you fast for a little bit, we get back to health. This is where when we're in a low state of stress, we have an optimal response to subsequent stress. We have stable energy, mood, body fat, and workouts, and just feelings overall, and emotions, and taking action in life, and then seeing progress from that. All right, we're at homeostasis. We're in the green zone. That's where we want to be. So how this back to health, MBS energy, how can we get back into this green zone? Okay. Number one is the How to Health 101. This is something that I'm going to be exploring in this little course. All right. These are principles like nutrition, hydration, sleep, movement, breath, effective thinking. How do we do these in effective ways that not only support us, our well-being, our immune system, our digestion, our energy, our physical body, all these systems? How do we do them in ways that support us, but are also fun and are also curious to us, that we want to do? Right? That's what I do as a coach, is I basically pick strategy in here that not only are going to help you be better as a human, to get closer to your dream, your vision. That's something we're going to talk about tomorrow. In also ways that you deem enjoyable and that you like doing, and that aren't actually a stress from me telling you what to do. Okay, things like eating a diet that works well for your digestive system, that gives you enough protein, fat, and carbs to go throughout the day, drinking good quality water with good electrolytes, getting optimal sleep at night, sleeping in a cave, recovering, introspection, thinking about stuff, recovering from that, movement, exercise, not being inactive throughout the day, mobilizing those joints, getting strong, breathing effectively, intentionally breathing, taking time to belly breathe, taking time to sit down, relax as you travel from work to your car, to just breathe a little bit and just sink down into this, like, the most basic human function of all, breathing. All right, that's something I care a lot about. And then effective thinking, your mindset, your perspective, your emotions. How are you dealing with struggles in your life? How do you process that? And are you being effective with your approach to it? So taking all of these are things of how, if we pick and choose and optimize some of these things, we can get back down to this green zone, okay? Unfortunately, a lot of us live in this red and this yellow, whether that's for a day, for a week, for years. It's different for every person. We're all on a different journey, and that's okay. That's the point. But how can we get back to health? No matter where you're at, it's about taking small, consistent actions, people. All right, picking and choosing, setting goals, and that's something we're gonna be covering in the MBS energy thing, MBS energy course I'm teaching. You know, the name isn't really set right now, but we're going with it. And if you're watching live, thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Again, I can't really see the screen, so I don't know if anybody's watching. I'm sure there's at least 500. I'm obviously that popular, but so how can we get to the green? And why are some people living in the red and the yellow? Well, it's a disconnection with our body, with our soul. Okay, disconnection with how we used to live, living in accordance with the sun and the moon, being outside, getting dirty, getting natural bacteria, building our immune system, building tribes, having a sense of community, engaging with those around us for shared responsibility, and taking on the responsibilities of being an integrated man and an integrated woman, taking care of those around us, standing up for injustices, right? Feeling good about your values. Eating good food, sleeping well, breathing optimally, thinking effectively, hydrating daily. Which one did I forget? I don't know. Okay, so let's talk about like what this red zone looks like, and you know, how do you know if you're in the red, and how do you get out of being in the red? So being in this red is a high stress load. Your body responds poorly to more stress, right? So that's why I'm not typically a fan of your HIIT workouts, when in reality, a lot of the HIIT workouts aren't really HIIT workouts. They're just interval training. But I digress. But people were just ramped up on caffeine. They're exercising early in the morning. They're working for 8 hours. They're sleeping like shit. They're still drinking caffeine. And that's just tons of stress adding on to this already high stress load, and then the body responds poorly to that exercise workout routine you're doing. Maybe it might be better to do an activity that de-stresses us. So because physical activity is such a high stress on the body, on the mind, on the musculoskeletal system, and everything else, that sometimes maybe we should just go for a walk. Maybe we should just breathe and meditate and do some Tai Chi, right? Doesn't always have to be the hardest workout. Maybe doing that for a week might actually deload the system, get you down into the green, so that when you add in the HIIT training, you can fucking punch through that wall and you can actually respond well to that exercise. All right, this is the point. We gotta de-stress the system with activities that are fucking free. Most of the stuff that's gonna get you out of this state is free. Sleeping well, reading good books, engaging in community, talking with your family and working through your emotions, doing bodyweight exercise, getting in the sunlight, getting to bed early, making your house cold, getting outside and getting dirty. Like, I didn't say they were easy to do. I said they were free to do, right? So now it just kind of, getting out of this red zone comes down more to activity management in your life, not so much time management, and realizing that your body is a fucking temple. You only get one shot at this. Okay, so let's take care of ourselves. And then once you realize, holy shit, like I'm starting to get better, I'm starting to feel better, I'm moving more, I'm eating better stuff, Matty G is helping me out, I'm watching MBS Energy, I'm taking care of myself, I'm sleeping better, I'm moving better, I'm actually breathing. That episode you did on MBS Energy where you taught me how to breathe, holy crap, I'm actually breathing with my belly. Okay, I'm just having fun. But a lot of the stuff is free, it just takes time and energy, okay? And then when we're in this red, these systems will start to get more and more stress on them, and then they have compensatory patterns, all right? And these are things like when you overload your musculoskeletal system or your nervous system, your gut, that hampens our immune system. And it's something that happens very often, something that we know as leaky gut or leaky gut, or yeah, we'll just go with that, where stress enters our digestive system and then goes throughout all of our intestines and fucks with our immune system, right? So one stress can have effects on everything and leads to compensatory patterns, which furthers the damage, which reduces our ability to have health, to have good energy, and to have good mood. All right, and these are just things I went over, examples of what it feels like and things that are going wrong when you're in the red. Low energy, you have anger and resentment, maybe about decisions you made in the past, about the state of being you're in right now and what's going on in your life. You might be too fat, you might be too skinny for what you optimally, your body type should be at. You might develop digestive system issues like IBS. Your blood pressure might go up. Your blood lipids might go up. You might have high blood pressure, right? All these things that indicate, hey, something's not really going on wrong. Something is going wrong in the system right now. How can we balance that back out? How can we get back to homeostasis? All right, and what I'm gonna focus on these next, couple weeks of doing this MBS energy is how to fix the root cause. Okay, this means not putting band-aids on the symptoms that are actually a warning system telling you what's going wrong. So when you have a headache, not taking painkillers, but actually addressing, okay, am I hydrated enough? What did I eat earlier today that could be contributing to this? How did I sleep last night? Focusing on Health 101 rather than these band-aids and trying to fix the short-term symptoms. You see how this is all getting intertwined. Focusing on the 20% that you actually are willing to invest and sacrifice a little bit in and put energy into, these 20% decisions that you need to make, decisions to get up off your fucking fat ass and go for a walk in the sunlight, going out in the middle of the workday when it's hot and getting some vitamin D. Picking something on the menu that might be a little bit more expensive, but makes you feel better, and makes you feel better in the moment and also later whenever you're reflecting on it. All right, fix yo shit. All right, guys, that's what we're doing here. And this is back to health, right? Realizing that stress summates in the body, has effects over all these different systems, right? And we want to be in the green on this graph. We don't want to have a high buildup of stress. We want to be able to manage these stressors by doing things that take down our stress load. Things like getting outside, being with nature, Health 101, which I'll be covering later in MBS Energy. And actually, you could do it right now. If you went to my website, if you go to the link in my bio, it takes you to a page. If you click downloadable guides, you can find my free guide on the mind, body, and spirit and how to optimize it. That is essentially like a go-to guide for this. And I even actually have a guide on the 6 foundational principles too. So if you just went there and checked those out, that's all you really need. If you can do everything in those 2 PDFs I made, you'd be fucking golden. Or you can sit here and keep listening and keep watching. Trying to get down to this optimal response to stress, right? As we get up, realizing that as we go up out of the green, we get more and more symptoms that result in illness, that result in fatigue, that result in disease, and eventually death, right? And not trying to put band-aids on our symptoms, realizing that our symptoms are a feedback that your body does not like something we're doing, whether it's something we're eating, whether it's ways we're moving our body, different toxins, whether we're putting on our skin. Like a rash is a very great example. You put something on your skin, or like poison ivy, and you get a rash to it. Your body doesn't like it, right? And your body's doing that all over the place, whether that's pain in your ankles, your knees, your hips, your back, pain in your stomach when you eat something, energy issues, mood issues. They're all symptoms that something is not right in your life. And there's tons of various different aspects, whether that's, again, kind of relation to all of these things. It's diverse. So we got to learn to listen to our body in the ways that it speaks specifically to us. We're all on a different journey, and our bodies are going to speak differently to each one of us. Realizing that when we're in the red, we have compensation patterns. Our body's responding poorly to stress. Things like low energy, anger, bad posture, breathing, bad relationships, bad blood lipids and blood pressure, and bad breathing. And then we want to get down in this green, we want to fix the root cause. We want to focus on the 20% that's going to get us 80% of results. We want to do something that supports health. Okay? move away from what is normal and move towards healthy, move towards what is in alignment with you. All right, guys, so that's pretty much everything I have today. Tomorrow, we're gonna go over how to find your why, how to create a vision for yourself, why it's important, and how we're gonna do it. This is the bedrock of why you make all this change. Right? How to Health 101. These are, like I said, they're free, but they take energy. So we got to connect it to a why. What really drives you to do what you do in life? And connecting these changes that we're going to make to get us down into the green to your why is how we create meaningful and effective change in your life. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. Please shoot me a direct message, comment on this video if you found it helpful, what you want to see more of, what you liked. If you had questions on this, I'd be happy. Like, the more questions you guys ask, the more I can give more detailed answers to figure out, okay, maybe I didn't explain that or said something that was a little bit confusing, and maybe it would be good to go off on a little tangent and answer these questions. I'm happy to do that, and I'd be honored if you guys ask me those questions, because that means you're curious, that means you want to learn, and I'm here for it. So tomorrow we're talking about building a vision, going over that stuff. It won't be as detailed as this, and I'll probably make, I didn't realize that this was probably gonna be too small for the video setup, so I'll make it a little bit bigger. This was definitely probably the most detailed, but I had fun with it. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Comment your thoughts if you have any questions on that. What kind of stuff you wanna see me talk about more in the future. You can listen to this on Move with Matt show, at least that's what it's called for right now, on any place you find podcasts, Apple, Spotify, whatever. You can also find it on the YouTube. So check it out, fam, and we'll talk to you soon. MBS Energy, Matty G, the integrated man who's got some beef. Pow, fam.